This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman.
And I'm Juan Gonzalez. Welcome to all of our listeners and viewers around the country and around the world. On Monday, 2 high schools outside of Denver, Colorado, canceled classes after dozens of teachers called in sick in protest of the county school board's proposal to revamp the district's history curriculum. This is the second time in 2 weeks that teachers have staged what they're calling a sick-out, with 72 of 102 teachers at Golden and Jefferson high schools reporting absent on Monday. Teachers are also protesting a pay grade system that ties their salaries to performance reviews. Last week, hundreds of Denver area high school students staged a walkout to voice their concerns over the proposed changes to the history curriculum. They held cardboard signs with slogans like "Don't make history a mystery" and keep your politics out of my education."
The protest began after the Jefferson County School Board announced it was considering reviewing the curriculum of advanced placement history courses and adding more material to, quote, promote citizenship, patriotism, essentials and benefits of the free market system, respect for authority, and respect for individual rights, unquote. The proposed changes also call for the removal of course materials that, quote, encourage or condone civil disorder, social strife, or disregard of the law, unquote. Newly elected school board member Julie Williams recently criticized how history is currently taught, saying, quote, it has an emphasis on race, gender, class, ethnicity, grievance, and American bashing, while simultaneously omitting the most basic structural and philosophical elements considered essential to the understanding of American history for generations, she said. Well, for more, we go to Denver, Colorado, where we're joined by 2 guests. John Ford is with us, president of the Jefferson County Education Association. He's a social studies teacher at Moore Middle School. And Ashlyn Marr is with us, Chatfield High School senior, one of the students protesting the proposed curriculum changes. We also invited Jefferson County School Board member Julie Williams to join us in our program, but did not receive a response. John Ford and Ashlyn Marr, welcome to Democracy Now! Ashlyn, when did you get a sense that things were changing?
Well, I have been paying attention to the school board for the past year, and I have been increasingly more concerned about what's been going on. And when I heard about the first teacher sick-outs, I realized that more students were interested in being involved and standing up for their education. So I took the incentive and just started educating people. I wanted to let them know what was going on. So I started presenting unbiased information, posting on Facebook, and talking to people in the hallways. And before we knew it, we had a huge following.
John Ford, explain exactly what is going on.
Well, over the last 10 months, we had a school board majority that was elected into office. They were a conservative group that started to push a conservative agenda. And last week, 2 weeks ago, when this proposal came out to create a committee to censor certain parts of our curriculum, I think that's what hit the nerve. And it not only hit a nerve with the educators in Jefferson County, but it really hit a nerve with our students, our parents, and community folks as a whole.
And this Julie Williams, who's leading the charge on this issue in the school board, to your knowledge, what are her credentials for being able to analyze and dissect the problems of the American History AP curriculum?
Well, as far as I know, none.
Yep. She released a statement saying that she does not have the authority herself in the background in history to make those judgments, which is why she was creating the committee. But she also never released any statements that the people on the committee would have those qualifications.
Speaking on MSNBC, Jefferson County School Board member Julie Williams defended her proposed changes to the curriculum.
I'm not saying let's not teach history accurately. What I'm saying is let's not encourage our children to disobey the law.
Can you respond to that, Ashlyn Marr?
I am not aware that I broke any laws. I think that I was standing up for what I believe in, and that is what, people in America have done for centuries. It's the foundation of our country. I took AP U.S. history myself, and all I was presented with were the facts. And then I made the opinions based on those facts. I was never told what to think. And these protests are entirely student-led, and it's what people think is right.
And John Ford, while the students are involved in their protests, the teachers also have particular grievances in terms of policies of the school board. Could you talk about the concerns that led to the sick-outs of the teachers?
Well, once again, I think it's a culmination of things. We have a board majority that consistently over the last 10 months they've been secretive, wasteful with taxpayer money, and disrespectful to our community. So we put all of those things together, and then you put in this this new committee to sanitize or purify curriculum. I think that's where the nerve was hit again, and we're concerned about the AP, or the College Board, is a nationally recognized institution that goes throughout all the United States in several different countries, and this one hurts kids. So, the teacher walkouts and the student protests and the parent concerns are all stemming from multiple issues.
But what are specifically the teacher concerns that are being expressed in those sick-outs?
Well, first, we'll go back to the AP and the censoring thing, but over the last 10 months, our Teachers Association has been engaged in negotiations with their contract, and the contract itself is something that's been a 45-year tradition in our school district, and we've had a long history of collaboration with the school board and the superintendent, and that's all coming to an end. At the end of last year in May, we went into negotiations. They stalled out, and we went to an independent fact finder. And the fact finder, his recommendations, we went into whatever he determined that the Teachers Association would agree with, and we hoped that the school district would too. But at the end of the day, the fact finder found in favor of the teachers, and the school board rejected those recommendations and moved on with their own agenda, and unilaterally instituted a salary scheme that's based on merit pay that's very, very confusing. And to this day, I still don't think they know what's going on.
Soon after the College Board issued its new guidance for its advanced placement U.S. history course, the Republican National Committee condemned the new standards as radically reinventionist and anti-American. The College Board has said it stands behind the Jefferson County student protesters. It's also warned that course can no longer officially bear the AP designation if a school or district censors essential concepts from an AP course. Also speaking on MSNBC last week, the president of the Jefferson County PTA, Michelle Patterson, voiced her concerns about academic censorship.
This is not just about AP history. This committee would have the ability to look at all curriculum at any grade level and present it to the board, anything that they find objectionable. And then the board would have the chance to look at their objections and take potential action. So it really opens the door wide to censorship.
That was PTA President Michelle Patterson on MSNBC. Last week on Fox News, host Gretchen Carlson criticized students and teachers in Colorado protesting proposed changes to their history curriculum.
And what does it say about our young people in this country and the teachers joining the protest that promoting patriotism is now a negative? Ironically, the new curriculum being proposed is all about promoting individual rights, like protesting. The new curriculum would also teach a free market system, like the one we already have. It would also encourage that there be no disregard for the law. Isn't that why we have laws on the books?
That's Fox News host Gretchen Carlson. Ashlyn Marr, you're a high school senior. Can you respond?
Well, I saw this interview, and further in the interview, she calls all of us little punks. And personally, I do not agree with what she's saying. I am saying that we are standing up for our individual rights, and we want to make sure that we learn the facts, patriotic or not. Everyone's made mistakes, and we learn history, and we learn those mistakes as to not make them again in the future. You know, those who don't learn history are doomed to repeat it. So that is what we are saying.
And John Ford, your reaction as a longtime teacher to the continuing efforts of some forces in this country to sort of try to determine what you as a teacher and what educators can teach their students?
Yeah, I think the frustrating part of this is we have professionals in classrooms who dedicate their entire lives to teaching kids, and those professionals know better. And I want to make this point because I had a conversation with a math teacher a couple of months ago, and she was distraught. And I asked her, you know, what's going on? And she said, well, this board majority is using my passion against me. And I wake up every day with that ringing in my ears.
The New York Times writes, the board has drawn praise from Americans for Prosperity Colorado, a conservative group affiliated with the Koch family foundations. In April, Dustin Zvonek, the group's director, wrote an op-ed that the board's election was an exciting and hopeful moment for the county and the school district. Are the Koch brothers involved with this school board?
I don't know. But what I do know is Jefferson County has a long tradition of being a collaborative education institution for the entire community. And one thing that I'd like to point out, I was born and raised there, and my kids go to these schools. And Jefferson County is a community, and that community really means something. And I'm sure if you talk to these students, that's why they're reacting the way they are. If there's outside forces trying to push an agenda in our school district, that'd be really concerning. And you know what? We'll find out.
Well, but if there was this extreme group that got control of the school board, that obviously means that there was not a high level of participation in the school board elections. Could you talk about that and the dangers when communities do not get involved in their school board elections?
Yeah, about 33% of the voting population that could vote voted. Elections matter, and especially school board elections. Lots of times we put focus on the national level and maybe our state level elections, but our school board elections are going to be unbelievably critical in the next couple of election cycles.
Ashlyn, you're a high school senior. Will you be voting in the next elections?
I sure hope so, because this issue does not stop affecting me when I graduate. I have a little brother and a little sister that will grow up in the Jeffco community, and I want them to have the best education possible. And I really want them to be presented with the facts, just like I was. I really don't think that they should be taught somebody else's opinion.
Well, Ashlyn Marr, I want to thank you for being with us. Ashlyn Marr, Chatfield High School senior, one of the students who is leading the protests over the proposed curriculum changes, and John Ford, president of the Jefferson County Education Association, a social studies teacher at Moore Middle School.